Welcome to Galaxy of Thrones, a series where I document and comment on the happenings of the SWG Emu PvP scene. You see, the SWG Emu community is very passionate about Star Wars Galaxies, and I suspect that maybe the most rabidly passionate are the PvPers, as they have to master every aspect of the game in order to min-max their characters, gaining every edge they can over their opponents in order to win. This passion leads to a lot of interesting events. Basilisk, the now pretty much dead server, has a rich history of friendships being made, friendships being broken, rivals rising up, and guilds falling down. I wish I could talk about all the history of Basilisk, but that's way too much, and for a server that is now pretty irrelevant. But you know what is relevant? Finalizer. Finalizer has all sorts of interesting characters. The helpful, the greedy, the odd, the entertaining. Some have cheated, gotten caught, and been punished, while others have cheated, gotten caught, and not punished at all.
On to his health pool here. Coral is a master healer, I think? Whoa, what happened there? Did it lag out or something?
And of course, there are those who just have never cheated. The drama of the SWG PvP community is very lively, and that's what I'm going to document here. For the first episode, I want to talk about my goal and the characters I think are most relevant to the story as of right now. As time goes on, anybody that does anything noteworthy will be mentioned in future episodes. So what is my goal? Well, my personal goal is to have fun PvPing, but also to reach rank 11 in the Darkside Force ranking system. I don't know if I'll reach that goal, as the FRS isn't the best structured system, and there might be players who are legit just better than me. Also, even though Hackery, an SWG Emu dev, has put in measures to stop fight clubbing while changing things to incentivize legitimate PvP for rank, there are still ways to fight club that are even more effective than they were on Basilisk. I guess now is a good time to mention that if you want to see what happens, subscribe, leave a like, and if you want to see it live, you can follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/gospelgospel, where I am streaming Finalizer pretty much every single day. Link in the description. So now that all that stuff is out of the way, let's talk about the persons of interest. Most of these people are what I consider to be leaders for their groups and have a history of PvPing on Basilisk or some other SWG server. Vit. Vit is the leader of the rebel guild Judge. He is a very hardcore player, and if I remember correctly, was first to obtain Jedi on Basilisk. He will also be one of the first Jedi on Finalizer, maybe even the first Jedi on Finalizer. I have known Vit for years. We started off as enemies, making memes and videos making fun of each other, but eventually some drama happened, he switched sides, and we're now friends. This is sort of the way of the SWG Emu PvP scene. Someone who was your enemy last year may be your friend this year. Someone who was your friend last year may be your enemy this year. And by enemy, I don't mean being on opposing factions. I mean having personal beef with each other to the point you won't cooperate with that person, even if they were on the same faction as you. I suspect Vit and his guild Judge will be pretty strong PvPers. Sem. Sem Kanatar is one of the most experienced and, unironically, most feared people in SWG Emu PvP. He originally ran with Storm, an old SWG Emu guild known for hacking and exploiting, and later turned over a new leaf and now only plays legit. I'm friends with Sem, but like my relationship with Vit, we started off as enemies. No drama actually happened though. We became friends because I invited him to come play Arcade with me and my friends at the time. He's actually one of my closer friends in SWG Emu, but this go around I am not playing with his guild, Rain. I'm not sure which faction they'll be going, but signs are pointing to Rebel at this time. We'll figure it out in upcoming episodes. Kaisu. Kaisu is another one of my close friends on SWG Emu. Both Sem and Kaisu are some of the better shot callers in SWG. For those that don't know, shot callers are the people who essentially dictate the fights and order their teammates around. It's almost like playing an RTS except with your voice, and sometimes people don't listen. In bigger PvP fights, if you don't have a good shot caller, your chances of losing are pretty high. So it's a very important role to fill. Kaisu is an overall great PvPer and will also be rolling with the Rain Guild. If you're in the know, by now you must be thinking, wait, what the heck? Weren't Sem and Kaisu banned? And the answer is yes, they were banned, but are now unbanned. It's kind of an open secret. Lots of people getting second, third, fourth chances on Finalizer. Detta Scallion. I don't have much to say about Detta. When he's not spending his time guarding the United States border, he's busy repeating 10th grade math as a 30-year-old. Of course, I'm just kidding. Detta is the leader of the guild STK. I wouldn't say I'm friends with Detta, but we have been on friendly terms for quite some time. One thing you can expect from STK is for them to have lots and lots of Jedi. They're very much a Jedi-focused guild, and they will be filling up the FRS no matter which faction they go. Ozaya. Ozaya has been a friend of mine for years. She was part of the Newport crew where we defended rebel bases for 365 days straight in the earlier years of Basilisk. She was leader of the Salty Guild on Basilisk and is now leader of the guild I'm in on Finalizer and ACL. After many veterans had quit the EMU, she rebuilt the Imperial side of PvP by herself, teaching new players the meta and how to play. She has been a great PvPer, reliable, and trustworthy, and if it were not for her, I probably wouldn't be playing with all the cool people in her group. Playing with an ACL is actually a huge part of my excitement of playing on Finalizer. I really like these people, but unfortunately I can't talk about all of them because that'd just take way too much time. I'm sure some of them will do noteworthy things that will be talked about in future episodes down the line. One person I can talk about though, Nath. Nath played for a brief period during the Newport days and then later came back to the EMU while I was gone. When I came back, he had seriously impressed me by being a really rich player with tons of amazing gear and being a solid PvPer and overall helping Ozaya steer the salty ship. He also breaks all British stereotypes and has the straightest teeth I have ever seen. He is overall a great dude and I look forward to PvPing alongside him for the rest of Finalizer. Anza. Anza has been the rebel shot caller on Basilisk for the past while. He's a great player, known for his love of Thai lady boys, and motivating his team to PvP. I have never been on bad terms with Anza as far as I can tell, and I very much look forward to playing against his rebel group on Finalizer. And before anyone tries to say, "Oh, you're stirring the pot, Gospel," I made sure to clear it with Anza first. And I guess the last person to talk about is myself, Gospel. Sometimes referred to as Rami because that is my real name and I used to use it a lot in Discord. I've been banned and unbanned from SWG EMU multiple times for varying reasons, but I only play legit now. I've played SWG EMU off and on since 2008 and PvP'd a lot during that time. I am also the shot caller for NACL with years of experience doing so. I enjoy slightly edgy humor, which you may have been able to tell from this video. I've come to realize that even though I am no role player, SWG's gameplay makes it so that we're all playing a role anyway. It may not look like our traditional ideas of role playing, but people in SWG EMU become famous or infamous for their actions. From an outsider's point of view, the PvP community may look extremely toxic. There is a very strong sense of tribalism and us versus them going on. But for as much as there is hate for the other side, there is love for your own. And to me, that makes it so much fun. Some of my best real-life friends have been made playing this game, and I'm sure I will continue to make more friends through SWG as time goes on. Speaking of tribalism, there is one more thing I should mention. Basilisk's faction PvP was centralized, meaning all the Imperials work together to fight the Rebels, and all the Rebels work together to fight the Imperials. So far, from what I can tell, on Finalizer that will not be the case. Sam and Kaisu's group, Rain, would want to guild war my group and ACL if they go Imperial, which is my guild's faction. My guild is not down to war, so if Rain goes Rebel, they could fight us all the time, but Anza's group, I'm not even sure what guild Anza is in, they don't like Sem's group. Sem and Vit get along, so they could potentially team up. This has been discussed a lot in voice comms, and no decision, as far as I'm aware, has been made yet as to which faction Rain will be. Guess we'll just have to find out in future episodes. That's all for today's episode. Remember, Finalizer has limited your character slots to 2. Your actions with those characters will be remembered, and that will dictate your reputation. If you are going to be overly aggressive and make enemies, make sure it's worth it. Otherwise, being yourself might just be the best game plan for playing SWG. Have a good night, good day, wherever you are. Peace.